Firstly, what I will miss, the energy. It was different. Shower hour. But what everybody else is not realizing is that this had to happen the way that it did.
QV has finally addressed her fans. She has finally sent out her, a very meaningful message to a lot of people out there. And really, I love the fact that this woman understands that she got to her breaking point. And the beautiful part of it is her ability to take a decision instantly when she got to her breaking point. This mental health thing, I think it's really good to see more people understand the importance of. Guys, welcome back. My name is Juliuche, and you're welcome to Personality Highlights. I'm going to be sharing something I feel is one of the things that is making South Africa like a very different and distinct country out of other African countries. Like, this is whatever I'm sharing in this video, right? It's strongly motivated, inspired by the actions that QV took on her voluntary exit out of the house. Now, you guys, if you don't know, QV is one of the 18th contestants, housemates, who got into the Big Brother Mzansi 2022, and just in less than a week she got into the house. Within 72 hours she got into the house. She decided to walk away from the show because she said she was having a mental health crisis and it was getting to the physical part of things. So this is like a voluntary exit, as in she knew she had a problem and she decided to walk away from the problem. This is not like Biggie telling her you have to leave the house for your mental health. This is her realizing that I have to leave the house because I have mental health issues, and I'm super inspired by her. I mean, our prayers are all up for her. I know she's going to find a lot of journey, new things, and of course greater heights for her. Guys, if you're new to my channel, you should know by now that the things that I talk about here are on real-time stories, trending topics, reality shows, and today we're talking about why South Africans are kind of different from the other African countries. And the truth is that the Big Brother Mzansi is a lot different from my observations. These are just my legit observations about the Big Brother Mzansi show. If you're new to my channel, please take this minute to hit on the red subscribe button to be a part of this community. Do not forget to turn on post notifications so that you always get alerts of my video every time I share new content, guys. I would really do appreciate that. Now, guys, these are clearly my observations after watching the Big Brother Mzansi show in less than just a week, like the very first week. And if there is anything I would say about this housemate, it is the level of wokeness is on another level. Now, aside the fact that most of these housemates that got into the Big Brother Mzansi show, like from the Dinky Blees to the Terry to the Michelle to the Nalede to Acacia, like to Norman to Themba, to all of them, they are all a crazy bunch of humans. But if there's anything, one of the most popular words I've heard watching the Big Brother Mzansi show is this word that is screamed more than once every single time, every single day in Biggie's house. That single word that I hear almost every single time I turn on to tune in to watch the show, I hear personality. And I don't know, but it kind of gives me joy when I hear these people talk about themselves. It gives me joy when I hear people like know who they really are. And the truth is that out of all 18 contestants, 18 housemates that got into the Big Brother show, it's not just enough to say that these guys are crazy. It's not enough to say they have big personalities. But the beautiful part about it is that they all understand that they have to know who they really are, and they are really working towards that journey. Now, the level of self-awareness is mind-blowing, guys. The level of self-awareness that I've noticed watching the Big Brother and Mzansi show is mind-blowing, and I think it's really commendable. I don't know if it's because of the South African culture there. I don't know, whatever it is, I think it is something that we from the other parts of African countries need to kind of learn, look into, and maybe practice, as we go into our realities, as humans. Because I know for a fact that, for example, in the Big Brother Niger, Big Brother was the person who advised KV to walk away. KV didn't walk away when he felt. I'm not trying to judge anybody. I'm just trying to like make some comparisons. Very positive comparisons, of course. It was more like this guy was struggling, and Big Brother just gave the big advice of you need to take a walk, and he took a walk. So I don't know, but for a fact, it's very obvious that South Africans have a high level of self-awareness, and it's super commendable. Anyways, guys, that was just on the side note. One of the things I want to do in this video is to share 5 things that I've noticed about the Big Brother and Mzansi show that has made them very, very different, unique, kind of very distinct from the other Big Brother shows in Africa. Okay, I think I'm going to rewind what I just said. Because I've not watched the Big Brother show in different parts of African countries very well, I know I've seen 1 or 2 episodes, not the whole season. I'm just going to compare with Nigeria, Big Brother Nigeria. I'm just going to do that comparison. Yes, I'm going to do the comparison. So I have 5 distinct things that I've noticed about the Big Brother and Mzansi show. Guys, if you're ready for this, I'm ready to share with you. So the very first thing I've noticed about the Big Brother and Mzansi show is that of course, I said it earlier, the house is very soft. But that aside, I mean, all Big Brother houses are very soft. But the first thing I noticed, the first impression I had about the Big Brother Mzansi housemates is the warm welcome. Like, guys, if you watched the show the very first day, the housemates were coming in right from first time. The first person who got to the house was Sister Mara. I don't know if that was what set the mood, right? But he was there. He was cheerful from when the very first person came in to the very last. Like, the cheering started from from the beginning, and then it ended. And I don't know, but in some parts of Africa, we don't see that level of cheerfulness. I don't know, I'm not trying to discriminate, but this is just a very obvious findings, a very obvious discovery that I've made. And I'm just here thinking and wishing that maybe we might have more warm and welcoming housemates in Big Brother houses, wherever in Africa, of course, because I'm very particular about Africa. Now, the second thing that I've noticed about the Big Brother and Mzansi show is that there is no sex drive from we know, I don't know how to explain this, but despite the fact that the Big Brother Mzansi is a very sexual, there are a lot of sexual content there. Of course, when we look at the shower hour, it's a very sexual content. But we've noticed that there's not been any funny stuffs happening. I don't know if it's because of the 7 years hiatus that happened to them. I know in other episodes of the Big Brother Mzansi, South Africa, we've seen crazier things from day one. But I don't know, but for a show that is this exclusive when it comes to adult content, I feel like there is some level of self-control. I don't know if you get what I mean, but I'm saying this from a very deep observation that I've actually done on this show. I just noticed that there's a real level of self-awareness and self-control, from this housemates. I'm not saying this housemates are not going to do crazy stuff in the house. I'm not saying that they might not get down in the house. I'm just saying that at least the first impression is that they're in control. They understand their narrative. They're not ready to rush into something. Nobody's already saying I love you. They're all saying it plainly, like I like you. And it's kind of like it's getting to me, and I'm like, okay, it makes a lot of sense. Like, this is like my second observation. Now, the third observation I've had about the Big Brother and Mzansi show is, I don't know, but for some reason, I don't know why that is, I've noticed that the housemates, I don't know, but it's very interesting to note that the housemates in the Big Brother and Mzansi show have very little social presence when we look at the social media platforms. Like, it's very, very difficult to find them, to locate them, to connect with them, to engage with them on social media, because I think some of them, we don't even know if they're on social media. Some that are on social media, are not, they are not visible. I don't know why that is, but it's very, very, very obvious that the Big Brother and Mzansi housemates are not those, they are difficult to find. Let me just put it that way. They're difficult to find. they are not very visible on social media, and I'm just wondering why that is. I'm just wondering why that is, which is going to take me to the fourth observation that I've made about the housemates. Now, the fourth observation I've made about the housemates is that most of these housemates that are getting to the show, their stories are not really loud. Like, they're not coming from prominent families like we have it down here, where we hear about people, my father is this, my dad is that, we've done this, we've done that. Like, there's no real big show off of wealth. This is just me talking, right? I might be wrong, I might be right, but this is my plain observation. There's not been this loud show off from anybody. Like, there's no overdressing, there's no over, what's up, there's no trying to feel too important. I don't know, but there's just this blend, there's just this equality that is just transpiring among the housemates, and it's so soothing to watch. There's this very positive vibes. There's going to be basketballs, like Nigerians will say. There's definitely going to be fights. There's definitely going to be quarrel. But I bet you guys, it's not. We're not getting that toxic vibe from the get go. It might happen. I mean, sitting in a house with different people who will definitely bring that ugly part of them. But I'm just saying, there's just this smooth, like, mood in the house that is very, very, very soothing and inviting. Now, the last observation I've made about the Big Brother housemates, Mzansi, is that they don't post their content on social media. Like, if you are in the Big Brother show, for example, I mean, this is a show that when people are coming to the show, they're supposed to have handlers who manage their social media pages. They're supposed to be very strategic. But I've kind of taken my time to do my investigations, to really look around, dig around, search for these housemates, to see what's up with their social media, not just presence, but if they are giving feedback to their fans, if they're kind of sharing some kind of content about, like highlighting, showing some personality highlights on themselves, like through on their pages. I've not seen that. Like, I can count how many housemates from Big Brother and Mzansi are actually doing that. And my big question is, why is that? Like, is it because there's been so much break from the Big Brother show that these housemates don't know that they have to plan their content, while they're in the house, plan their content outside the house, while they're in the house. So it's kind of leaving me confused. I'm like, okay, are they just working and believing that, okay, you know what, I don't care about my social media handler, I don't care about social media conversation, I don't care, I'm just going to be myself, I'm just going to do things how I know I'm going to do it. When I come out, I'll take care of the rest. I don't know, but this is like, it's not something that more like Big Brother Naija Big Brother Naija, for example. I mean, most of the housemates who get to the Big Brother Naija, most of them have large followings, most of them are very active on social media, most of them are sharing about the content happening in the Big Brother show, so that they can showcase their personality to the world, maybe to gain more followers, or just to get positive feedbacks from their fans. But I don't know, but for some funny reasons, I'm not seeing that from the Big Brother transition. And this is one of my biggest questions. And the question is, why is that so? Like, why don't these guys, why are they not taking their social media presence, conversation, profiling very seriously? Like, this is a very big question, and I think it's something that they should actually address. I've checked out on some of them. I'm not going to mention the housemates that I feel are doing better, but what I've done is the housemates that have been a bit visible on social spaces, I've decided to share their links. So if you want to connect with any of the Big Brother and Mzansi housemates, you guys check my description. You probably get to find a link that directs you to any of their social media handles. Guys, I don't know if I made sense in this video, but I felt like I needed to come and share these little thoughts that I had in my head, about the Big Brother and Mzansi show. Guys, I'm going to see you all in another video. For now, thank you so much for your watch time.